I'm Brooke Andersoon. I'm from Portland, Oregon, and I'm 13 years old.
Today's Hope Tech Women interview is with a name to watch not just for the future, but right now. Brooke Andersoon on biking, comps, and inspiring grown-ups.
I ride dirt jumps, downhill, and just like mountain bikes in general.
Mountain bikes in general, so cool. And how did you get into it? How did you get into biking?
So there's a place called the Lumberyard a few blocks from my house. And when I was really young, it opened up. And it's an indoor bike park. And my parents took me and my brother there. And I really liked it, so I kept riding. My brother didn't really like it, so he doesn't really ride anymore. But yeah, riding, so.
And is he older than you or younger than you?
He's older than me.
Ah, cool. And now you're showing him up. You're showing him how it's done.
Yeah.
So who do you ride with now then?
I ride with my dad sometimes. He rides with me. I ride with my friend Gavin. He's from Troutdale, which isn't too far from Portland. But yeah, we ride together.
Awesome.
And then when I go to races, I ride with kids there.
Cool. So most of the people you ride with, have you met at the Lumberyard?
Yeah, definitely. Or at the race series I do.
Okay, and what's that race series?
It's called Northwest Cup, so it's Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Montana. Yeah, I think that's it. Brilliant.
So are your parents into biking then? Is that why they sort of took you to the Lumberyard? Is it something that they're passionate about?
My dad is. He likes sports like that. Yeah, he's like into like snowboarding, biking, things like that. He wasn't like that good when we found the Lumberyard, but like he's definitely gotten better too.
I guess it helps having somewhere like that to practice. How often do you go there?
Yeah. Well, it's less in the summer because we go up to like Canada, like to Whistler, and we go like out to places like that. But in the winter, we try to go like at least once or twice a week.
Cool. So you're really into it. Does it get in the way of doing other sports? Like, do you do other sports at school? You mentioned to me that you had some basketball tryouts.
Oh, yeah. I do soccer in the fall and spring, but that's also when I'm racing. So, like, I take off games to race. And then basketball, I just, like, it's more like Lumberyard, I can go any day I want. So I just work it around my basketball schedule. So it doesn't interfere too much. It's just like the races. Sometimes I skip games to go to.
And your school doesn't mind?
Well, yeah, no, they don't really care. Because like other kids also play other sports that they do.
Yeah. So. Yeah, so would you say that biking is your main sport? That's the one that you're most into?
Yeah, definitely.
And so what do the kids at school think of your biking? Do any of them do it? Or is it something that you do totally separate?
Yeah. Like, my friends know, and they're just, like, they think it's cool. They don't really understand it, you know? Like, they haven't really seen much of it. So
yeah.
They don't really, like, they see my Instagram, so they, like, know it's, like, pretty big. But they just, like, don't really know, like, what it really is.
Yeah. Do you ever try and describe it to them or explain it? Like, how do you do that?
Yeah, I have when I was younger. I think that they, like, get most of it. They've come to the Lumberyard and seen it.
Oh, that's cool.
So they understand that part.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh.
They like, yeah, I get it.
Wicked. So, and do you find that weird, kind of like having this separate life outside of school, or it's just the thing that...
It's weird.
Yeah?
Because, like, none of, like, the kids really know that much about it. So, all the guys think they're, like, super cool and they can, like, play basketball, and they don't know that I'm sponsored by, like, a bunch of companies and, like... like this crazy big sport, and they like just don't know about it. It's kind of funny. Yeah,
it's like your secret, like, other life kind of thing.
Secret life on the other side of it.
And why do you like it so much? Like, why is it biking the one that you've become so hooked on, especially as you don't even do it at school?
Well, it's like so fun, and there's like such a good community around it. Like, there's just so many nice people, and you just meet more and more people everywhere you go.
Yeah.
It just keeps growing, so there's just more places to go to, like, all the time. Like, you're never going to run out of trails to go to.
No, that's true. The world is a big place.
Yeah.
And what about, so like you said that like there's kids that do other sports. So is your school, like your teachers and that, are they quite supportive of the fact that you're doing biking, taking time out or?
Yeah. Well, I get really good grades and I always catch up on my work, so I don't think it's that much of a problem to them.
Yeah. Oh, cool. So what about, so you're at Crankworx this year. Well, by the looks of it, you've been for a few years in a row. So just tell me a little bit about the kids' events that are available at Crankworx.
Well, I do also do Crankworx, so there's KidsWorks and Crankworx. And for Whistler, the KidsWorks events I did this year, it was just pump track. And then the actual Crankworx events I did was AirDH, speed and style, dual slalom, and there was like one more. What was it? Oh wait, no, never mind. I only did 3 actual Crankworx events.
Yeah.
So that those are like bigger and like there's actual like pros in them too. But like obviously I'm in like a younger age category.
Right. Yeah. And what's your favorite? Because you did everything.
I think my favorite is probably AirDH. It's like, it's so, like, that trail is so fun. A-line is so fast, and like I'd ridden it so many times at that point that I knew every single jump.
Cool.
So I didn't have to like worry about it. I could just go as fast as I wanted.
Yeah.
And, like, I knew what the turn was, so I could just go. And then I like totally overjumped a couple of jumps because I hadn't gone that fast like normally. So then like in my race I was like, whoa. Like, this is not normal.
Does that race head really get into you? Are you like, whoa, I'm actually racing now, I'm going that bit better or faster or further?
It's weird, because, like, when I was younger, I used to get, like, really nervous, but now I'm just kind of, like, because I honestly, like, this time I didn't actually think I was going to place very well at all, because, like, there's girls from all around the world, and I was one of the I'm, like, in the youngest of the ages.
Yeah.
It was, like, 13 to 18, which is really big. So then that's like women who, like, they're like literally women. Like,
yeah.
They can go and they can go vote for who they want to be the president of the country. Like, they can go like drive a car. But like, so then I didn't think I could place very well. And like, there's a couple of girls who are like racing for their country.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like racing for fun. Like, I actually didn't really care. I was just like, I'm just gonna go have fun on A-line, and I'm gonna go take a couple of laps after, because that's just like fun. That's like the point.
Yeah.
And then I actually placed 5th, and I was like, wow, that's cool.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
Do you think it helped that you knew the track, or do you think...
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Because, like, other girls, they don't come here, or they don't go to Canada all the time. They don't go to Whistler and ride A-line all the time.
Yeah.
Like, they've come, like, just for a few events, so obviously they're not riding A-line the whole time.
Yeah.
So it definitely helped to have been there.
And do you keep an eye on what the boys are doing as well? Like, do you think it's necessary in the kids category to be split into boys and girls?
I think so, because it's definitely very different. But I also only ride with boys, basically. So, like, those are my competition when I'm not racing. So they're kind of, like, that's probably why I have an edge on that, on, like, the other girls, is because I only ride with boys. So I always have to have, like, so I'm always, like, they're so fast and they're so, like, aggressive that I have to keep up with them.
Yeah.
So definitely.
And when you're riding with the boys, do they treat you like a girl, or do they expect you to do what they can do and you expect yourself to do what they can do?
They treat me like one of the boys. They don't really care. I've been riding with them since I was young, so they don't really care.
Yeah. Are you better than some of them?
Yeah. Well, like, I don't know. It's, like, different things, because, like, actually most of the boys I ride with at, like, Northwest Cup, they also do dirt jumping. So it, like, changes. So, like, through different, like, disciplines, it's different.
Yeah, yeah. What would you say that your strength is in disciplines, considering you ride a bit of everything?
Like, what I'm best at?
Yeah.
Like, compared to other people of my age, or, like just, like, girls, probably dirt jumping.
Yeah.
But then, like, in downhill, there's so many girls that race downhill. Like, obviously there aren't that many compared to guys, but, like compared to dirt jumping, like, I remember I went to Woodward Girls Week, and there was, like, I was, like, one of the only girl campers there for mountain biking.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it was, like, Girls Week, too. Like, you'd expect everyone to show up, but it was just a bunch of skater girls, which is really cool, because I rode with them, too.
Yeah. But wow, so you felt like it was, for girls, it really is a small sport. But downhill, it's got more, I don't know,
Downhill's
more
gotten
growth.
more and more, because there's more parks opening up, and there's more, like, people, like, telling others.
Yeah.
Like, dirt jumping is too, like, similar to BMX, I think, that people just ride BMX, because they're like, whatever.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. And there's not really so much competitions or scenes. I mean, they do exist, but there's even fewer of those, and then even fewer of those for girls within something that's already small, so it just gets even smaller.
Yeah.
And so what about competing? Are you really into that? Is that really important to you, or do you just prefer riding and then you do a bit of competitions for fun? Or
I think competing is really fun, because then, like if you, like, don't know a trick very well, and like, I don't know, like, when you're in, like, the moment, especially if it's, like, a jump jam, everyone kind of, like, pushes each other to do things, like, in the moment, whereas, like, racing, it's, like, you're all on your own, like, it's just you. And then, like, in, like dirt jump competitions, everyone's around you, and, like, you get to, like, learn new things.
Yeah, do you really hype off other people? Do you get your energy from other people around you?
Yeah, sometimes.
You don't sound too sure about that. Do you feel like you're quite self-motivated in other ways then?
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't really thought about that.
I've put you on the spot.
Yeah, I'm came up with it.
Yeah. And with the competitions, you said that, your dad's sort of getting into it more and more. Do your parents find out what competitions are available and inscribe you into them, or do you go looking on the internet to find out what's happening, or how do you even find out about it?
Well, like, for Crankworx, the woman who runs it, she was trying to choose people for ARDH, because there was a 10 to 12 category.
Yeah.
And I was one of the people picked. So then now me and the other girls that were in that 10 to 12 category, she invites to other events that she knows we can do. Like, Speed and Style, she invited us to that, and like things like that she invites us to. So that's for Crankworx. And then, like, for other events, like, I know a bunch of women that do, like, all the dirt jumping competitions, and they invite me to those, and I like we hear about them from other people.
Yeah.
So that's how we learn of the events.
Cool. And then you get really into that. And your Instagram's quite big as well. Do you think like, oh, I really want to get a photo of this, or like, I really want to do this so that I can put it on Instagram? Does that kind of get into your head sometimes?
It's not really, like, driven by Instagram, really. It's just, like, if I'm going to do something, like when I learned techno-handers, I didn't want to just, like, know them and not, like, take, like, obviously I want to take a video and put it on Instagram.
Yeah.
The drive to be able to do it just for Instagram.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be able to do it later, too.
Yeah.
Like, in a contest or something.
I know what you mean. What's your favourite picture that you've ever had taken of yourself, and you're like, wow, is that really me?
I remember, like, on the Hope shoot, I did a tire tap, and his name was Rue, I think.
Yeah.
Rue.
Yeah.
He had his camera, and he showed it to me, and he blew it up really, really close to, like, where my fingers were touching the tire, and a bunch of dirt was spraying off the tire, and it looked super cool.
Oh.
And I think that was really hard. But then, like, yeah, that was really cool.
Wicked. So I'm going to ask you some other questions now about inspiration. So, like, which adult riders inspire you?
I really like Veronica Sandler. I think that's how you say her name.
Yeah.
I always like to see her post, because she does, like, the same things as me. Because I'm pretty sure, I don't know, she does, like, tricks on her, like, trail bike or downhill bike, which I think is cool. And she does, like, whips and stuff.
Yeah.
And, like, big things. And, like, her vision line, that looks so fun.
Oh, doesn't it look amazing?
That was so fun to ride.
Yeah. And has it ever crossed your mind that you might actually inspire adults as well?
No. I don't think about that. Like, I guess, like, little kid, like, I've had, like, adults come up to me and be like, my kid likes you, like, at races, because, like, I know everyone there. And they're like, oh, we've seen your Instagram. But ever, like, adults, like, I've never thought about that.
Yeah, I reckon they probably just wouldn't want to tell you, because you ride better than so many grown-ups. Like, me and Rachel will look at your Instagram and we'll be like, damn, she's really good.
Thank you.
That's so annoying. Like, what would you say if you saw an adult that was scared to do something that you could do? Would you, like, try and motivate them, or would you feel like it's... Yeah?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
That's cool.
Sometimes it's weird. I help, like, people do things, or, like, if they, like, don't know how to do something.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You like to motivate.
Yeah, that's cool.
Super cool. So what are your plans for 2020, next year? What are you thinking?
I'm definitely going back to Crankworx. I love Crankworx. Those are so fun.
So hyped on it.
I'm hoping to do AirDH again. I'm trying to get for podium, because if I got 5th this time, hopefully some of the older girls are in the next category, and then I can try to get up there.
Yeah,
and
take
then,
that place.
So I'll try to get at least podium for AirDH. Hopefully speeding out. The jumps were really, really big, so it was really, like, the wind was also pretty bad, so I could not jump any of the jumps.
Yeah, I saw you say that.
So then, of course, I couldn't do any tricks because the jumps were huge. So hopefully they're a little bit smaller, and then I can do them on my dirt jumper. And I want to take a tuck no-hander to dirt, like to an actual jump. Like, I've done them, like, out of flyouts.
Yeah.
Things like that, but never actually on a jump. So I want to try that.
Do you think you're far off?
No, I think I could do it. I think if I just find a jump to do it on. There aren't many dirt jumps around me that aren't, like, an hour.
Yeah.
And then I think I might try dual slalom again. I don't know. That was, like, hard. I've never done it before, and I didn't really get it, so maybe I'll try it again. And then what else did I do? Oh, pump track. Oh, I love pump track. I hadn't done pump track in, like, 2 years because I just didn't think I liked it. And then I did it again, and I actually realized it's really fun. So I'll definitely try that again. And then, I think, what else did I do? Oh, wait. AirDH. Oh, yeah, that were my 4 events. And then for Northwest Cup, I don't know if they do that where you're from, but they do they do Cat 1, Cat 2, Cat 3 Pro.
Okay.
So, like, Cat 3 is, like, the easiest. Cat 2 is, like, in between. That's what I was in last season.
Yeah.
And then Cat 1 is, like, right before you become Pro. Pro and Cat 1 race the same course. Just Cat 1 is, like, a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to try and do Cat 1 this year because I've done Cat 2 for 2 years.
Cool.
So I'm just going to try 1.
So you're allowed to choose, are you? You can choose which category you want to be in?
Yeah. So, like, you have to have a certain number of points. So you have to, like, win a certain number of races to be able to be in Cat 1 to prove that you're, like, good enough to do the course.
Yeah.
Which I do. And then I also want to do Ray's Women's Weekend. That sounds really fun.
Sweet.
I've seen, like, people go to it, and it looks like such a cool place to go to.
Yeah.
I really want to go to Big White. Have you heard of the Women's Slopestyle tour?
Yeah, I've seen it on Instagram, but I don't know too much about it.
It's run by, I'm pretty sure, I think it's run by a couple of women I know. I don't know exactly who it is. But, do you know what the Little Big is?
No.
It's a event in Truckee, California.
Okay.
And they had, I think that's where it mainly started, was the Little Big. It's, like, the only, like, it was, like, a woman's, like, kind of slopestyle sort of, like, dirt jumping event. And they had, like, this really cool facility, which is just, like, full of dirt jumps. So I think that's where it started, was a Little Big. And then they went to the Big White. And that's, like, another one. But they also have, like, men's slopestyle there. So I want to go to Big White because they look like they have really cool jumps there.
Yeah.
And then I think there's a couple of other places for the slopestyle stair. Oh, yeah, they stop in Worcester, too. So
cool. Because what I saw, they did something in Barcelona. So I live in Spain at the moment. And there's a bike park called La Poma.
Oh, yeah, I want to go there so bad.
It looks so good.
Yeah, that sounds super cool. I always see, like, pictures from there. Isn't it just, like, full of dirt jumps?
It's
like,
just full of dirt jumps. Small ones, big ones, huge ones, like, steep little ones that are almost more like a spine that you get at a skate park, you know, just... Yeah, they've got everything.
That's where all the pros always go to shoot their videos, is La Poma.
Yeah.
They're always there.
Yeah, it was in Vero's movie, where she got in Vision movie as well. So, you know, she goes... Yeah. So it's that park. Cool. So I think the Women's Slopestyle Tour did something there as well.
I think they did.
Yeah.
I just remember... I think that was one of the stops as well.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
Have you ever ridden in Europe?
No, I've never been to Europe. I really want to. I've been to Canada and the U.S. That's the only countries I've ever been to. But I really want to go, to Europe and ride.
Yeah. It's funny, everyone from every place always wants to go ride the other. I've never ridden in Canada or North America. And I'm like, I want to go to Whistler.
We have lots of loam. Very fun.
Yeah.
And we get lots of rain, but it's never dusty.
Yeah. It's so good. So what are your dreams for biking for the future? We've got 2020 sort of, you've got some goals, which I've got no doubt you're going to achieve. What are your biggest dreams?
When I'm 16, I want to be in the whip-offs because you have to be 16.
Cool.
Niles got in when he was younger, but I don't think they're allowed to do that anymore.
Okay.
So I think then everyone wants to get in. So, yeah, 16, I want to be in the whip-offs. I think, obviously I want to, do RDH still because that's, my favorite.
Yeah.
I still want to do, speed and style, definitely.
Yeah.
Because then when I'm bigger, I can actually do bigger jumps.
Yeah, of course.
I want to, travel around and go to different places and, ride and do, competitions there. That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be queen of Crankworx, which would involve going to different countries as well. But, that sounds really fun because that's, all the events I like.
Yeah.
It's, all, the jumping ones or, the pump track, all the speed and style ones, like that.
Yeah.
So that sounds...
And do you think that as you will get older, there's going to be more opportunities? Because I was looking at the Red Bull formation. Did you see that? Tani and...
that looks really cool.
Yeah, and they were just sort of trialling... Yeah, I don't know if they're bringing out an edit or what, but, I was thinking the point of it is that they're kind of laying the foundations for future generations for there potentially to be a women's category at Red Bull Rampage. That's kind of the idea. Women aren't there yet. Is that something that you would like to see in your future?
Oh, yeah, definitely. That sounds really fun. I don't know about the hucking off of cliffs thing. Maybe when I get older. Not right now. I'm a little bit too small, and I think that the impact would not feel good.
No.
Maybe when I get bigger, I can do it. I don't know. I want to, go to Utah and, try to ride, the old... have you seen, people go to, the old Rampage site and they ride all the lines?
Yeah.
I see, all the kids do that, and I want to try that. It sounds fun.
Yeah. I guess
And then, do you know Hannah Bergman?
Who?
Hannah Bergman. She was in Formation.
Oh, yeah.
She's our friend from Bellingham. We actually, have known her since, forever. Her family is, one of our close friends. So it's,
cool.
really cool to see her go over there and do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to do, things like that.
Do stuff like that, but you're not 100% convinced that, the women's role will be doing the same stuff as the blokes in the Red Bull Rampage, as the guys.
I think that, I think when we get, it's coming on. Soon it will be, they'll be in the same competition. And they can be able to do the same things.
Yeah.
Just, obviously it wasn't going to happen, last year, because it was, just starting, and they were just trying to get women to start doing it.
Yeah.
But then, in years to come, it will happen.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's all sort of starting now, and then people like you can potentially be the future of that when you're sort of adults and you've been doing it from such a young age. And the facilities are there for you to learn as well, and the community for you to grow into. And do you see yourself more as someone who you'd like to do some events, some slopestyle events, travel and make videos? If you say that you look up to Vero Sandler, she doesn't really compete. She more makes videos, makes content for Instagram.
Really cool.
Or as opposed to someone like Tani Seagrave or Rachel Atherton who want to be the fastest in the world at downhill in their competition. Where do you see yourself, or where would you imagine you'd like to be in the future?
I definitely like to compete, dirt jumps at least.
Yeah.
So, I don't mind, traveling around, making videos and stuff like that. That would be really cool. But, I still want to, compete in, dirt jumps and stuff like that.
Cool.
I don't know, downhill is definitely not, I have to be the fastest in the world. I have to go to, the downhill races and, always win.
Yeah.
Or, just for fun. So, I don't know where that will take me. But, I definitely want to still compete in, dirt jumps and stuff.
Right, well, I've got to go. Got to wrap it up there, but it's been wicked talking to you. Really nice. Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you so much.
That's cool.
All right. See you then.